So the first thing is that, are you GST registered? What is the requirement under GST? Let's look at why anyone should be registered under tax or registered under GST. One is to become legally recognized as a supplier of goods and services under GST. Two is to enable proper accounting. You become legally authorized to collect tax. You can pass on tax credit, and it facilitates compliance verification from the perspective of the government. So how many of you today have already migrated into GST, if I may ask? So it appears that most of you have already migrated into GST. For those who were not under the previous tax regime but will now require to be registered under GST, you have to take a fresh GST registration. If you've already migrated into GST, then there is no issues. So when does the liability to pay GST rise? So if you are a supplier and you make supplies exceeding 20 lakhs in a year, that is then the threshold limit above which you come under the GST net. And this limit is 10 lakhs in the case of certain specified states, which is mainly various northeastern states. In case of supply of goods on a job work basis, the threshold limit or the calculation is in the hands of the principal manufacturer and not the person who undertakes job work. The persons who are not liable for registration are persons either who are not taxable under GST, who undertake only exempt supplies, or maybe such other categories which will soon be notified by the government under the GST law. These are the three most important statements or returns which are required to be filed, and under GST everything should be filed electronically. The entirety of GST is going to be based on a network known as the GST network, which is going to be run by the government. So three statements or returns have to be filed every month qua every registration. So one is my statement of outward supplies. So by the 10th of every month, whatever supplies I make, I will have to file a statement. By the 15th of every month, there will be a statement of inward supplies. So whatever is my inward supply will be an outward supply of some other person. So that will get automatically populated and it will come to me through the GSTN. I will only require to verify it. And thereafter, I will have to file my returns. What they are trying to do under the GST regime is to verify that person's A's outward supply should match with the inward supply of person B. If I say that I have supplied 100 quantities of product A, B should have received 100 quantities of product A. If he says he has received only 90 quantities, then you will have to reconcile what I have shown and reconcile what he has received. Why this is being done is, one, payment of tax should be appropriate. Two, when it comes to credit, quantities should also match. So these are the various returns of forms which are required. Even though there seem to be a lot of forms, a lot of the forms or returns may be computer generated, and over a period of time, compliance may in fact become automated and much simpler under GST, as long as all the invoices and details are uploaded in a simple and easy manner. So GSTR 1 will be your outward supplies, which is to be by the 10th of the month. GSTR 2 is the inward supplies, which will be auto-populated. GSTR 3 is the main monthly return which I require to furnish. Some dealers may be under a composition levy. There may be a foreign taxpayer. There is a specific category of online information access services. All these are specific categories which we do not need to concern with ourselves at the moment. At the end of the year, I am required to file an annual return, which will be in GSTR 9, which is on or before 31st of December. of the end of the financial year. So just like a normal taxable person files returns, a person who is engaged in export of either goods or services is also required to file a return. Apart from the normal details, two things which he has to mention are whether the suppliers are meant for export on payment of tax, in which case I will get the entire refund of tax, or are zero rated, in case I will get the refund of the ITC which has been paid on my inputs or input services. I will also need to indicate the details of the person to whom I have supplied it, which will help determine the fact that such goods or services have in fact been exported. Now what they have done is, because GST is being introduced with effect from 1/7/2017, and that you cannot do everything in the first 2 months. It may take some time to upgrade your systems. It may take some time for you to train your staff. It may take some time for you to fully understand the implications of GST as well as the compliance requirements. For the first 2 months, they have prescribed that a simple return is enough. You need not follow the entire procedure for GST, but that compliance can be done at a later date. So what you will need to do for the first 2 months is that there is a facilitation for you. Instead of filing your GSTR1, GSTR2 and GSTR3, you can file a simple return in what is known as form GSTR3B. For the month of July, it has to be filed by the 20th of August. For the month of August, it has to be filed by the 20th of September. Even after you do this, you will have to follow the prescription under GST law. What is being done is that the time frame within which you follow it has been extended. You would have had to file GSTR 1 and 2 by 20th of August. What they have done is now they have extended the timeline till September for the month of July, and for the month of August also they have further extended it to September.